live stream. Here it is. Oh, shit. I don't even have the screen on that I'm trading. This is the trade I'm in, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. I'm in this short right here off the bottom of the box. But I'm not really sure it's going to work. Not sure it's going to work. We'll see. I'm in it. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, I'm in it. I'm going to show you guys a beautiful trade I took this morning. God dang. Hopefully this becomes a beautiful one too, but I don't know. It's starting to freaking conk out on me. Come on. Come on. Beautiful rejections of the overnight open up here in gold this morning. Jesus. So I'm just looking for a rejection of the bottom of the box to do the same thing. Let's go. Come on, man. I need some freaking money. I need some freaking money. Come on. Why are you being such a pain in the ass? All right, come on. There we go. All right. Come on, go down. Come on. Shit. This is not impressing me. Just to be, yeah. Anyways. All right, so let's man. Okay, so what I want to see this thing do potential. Well, I'm gonna, if it double rejects, I'm gonna take it again. So hold on a second. Okay. If it stays below here and rejects, I'm going to take it again. But it's got to stay, this rotation's got to stay below there. Let me just see that first. Don't run off. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. See if, okay. Come on. All right, I'm going to put it there. I'm not excited. I'm not excited, to be honest with you. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm done. All right. What I want it to do now is come up and then come and sit here and then let me do the cross the box thing so we can sit here and watch me make about $4,000. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do now. Kind of like the cross the box in the YM we took a couple days ago. I kind of want the same scenario where it runs up, breaks this pivot, sits here, and then we rotate it to there, just like the YM did. Just like the YM did. So I'm going to pay attention to that. I want to show you my good trade in the NQ this morning. I don't want to take my eyes off that gold, because if it sets up, I want to be doing it. So just know what I'm looking for. All right, so NQ, man, god dang, pre-market, what a beauty. God dang, I hit this trade and my world just lit right up, man. I'm telling you. So we came down to the red line, rolled up. I was still making my coffee and stuff. We came and broke this up pivot right here. Inside space, bottom of the red line. Bam. I took it right back to the prior day high. Because, of course, we all know that's where they're bringing it. When they roll it inside, they're bringing it back to the prior day high. I hit that from here to here for 800. Matter of fact, I took a screenshot of it. Hold on here. I took a screenshot of that trade. Where is it? Right there. That's it. So crossed over, created space, broke the pivot to the left, pull back into our red line, because this is pre-market. So I really like those red lines in the pre-market, not the gold line so much. And then we rotated right back down to here. And I had $800 as my target because I wanted to get to the prior day high. That was my big trade for the morning. And then I started looking at gold only to have this happen after. Same thing. Here's your pivots, your up pivots. Create space, come back up. Space, touch the bottom of the prior day high. Bam. Another $1,000. I'm over here picking my nose trying to take a gold trade. I completely missed that. It would have been the same trade twice in a row, except two different resistance lines, but great resistance lines for the pre-market. Red line, static line. God dang it. I should be up about $2,000 right now, but instead I'm up $1,000. Should be up $2,000 right now. No, because that was a legitimate 800, and this I would have probably played it for 1,000. It did go line to line. Keep that in mind. It did go prior day high to overnight open. I mean, it went line to line. Beautiful, just beautiful. But I didn't catch it because I was staring at freaking gold. Well, I caught gold out of the box, and I was trying to get $1,000 out of it. I caught this trade right here. I think I took a screenshot of that too. Let me see here. Did I take a screenshot of that? Thought I did. Yeah, I took it straight out of the box, and I had my target down here for $1,000, and it just did not freaking rotate. Just did not rotate. Here it is. Matter of fact, about the time I took the picture is where it stopped. See, that was it. Straight out of the box. We talk about that. If it's going to go straight out of the box. Can't hang out for a minute and then come out of the box. It's got to be straight out of the box. It went down for about $600 and then rotated up. This whole scenario right here is a complete utter failure because we went inside the box, but then blew right through the top of it. So we're not missing anything right now. Footprints in the sand. What does footprints in the sand show us? Well, we just broke this up pivot right here. This up pivot, these yellow dots. So if we can rotate back to here and then down, that would be a banger trade. If this would run to here and then rotate, that would be a banger trade. Big time money. That would be just put the money in your pocket. Take the money and put it in your pocket. Some reason the NQ just keeps falling over here. It's got me a little bit perplexed. Obviously, I should have been trading the frickin' NQ today. I did trade it this morning already for a quick $800, but I should have stayed trading with it instead of frickin' dicking around with gold. Because the NQ has given the best trades this morning so far. Just like yesterday, man. God, guys, I traded the NQ yesterday afternoon. I traded the NQ yesterday afternoon, and it was a thing of beauty. An absolute thing of beauty. An absolute thing of beauty. It was embarrassing. It was so beautiful. It was embarrassing. It was so beautiful. I was like, get the hell out of here. The NQ has truly been on fire for me lately. The main thing is for me to just not trade it. You know, from like 9:30 to like at least 10:30. Just don't trade it at all in a time frame. It's just gonna yank around and steal my money and shit like that. But pre-market, you can't get more predictable than this. This is literally classic setup right there. Same thing here. Classic setup right there. Both those rotations are over, that's an $800 banger to here. That's $1,000 plus. That's probably $1,200, $1,500 to there. I mean, God dang, those were just bangers. And see how, and again, I talk about this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. When they rotated this up, the whole purpose, if you don't know that the sharks aren't in the tank, this is the sign. They rotated up and touched the prior day high and then rejected it. That if you know anything about the NQ, that to the spot stuff is not by accident. That is not by accident. With how violent the NQ moves and ticks flow through the NQ, for it to go to the tick and then rotate, that's not by accident. Well, Wesley, I used to trade with a $200 stop loss in the NQ, but I don't anymore. I use $400. And the thing about my strategy, the thing about me when I trade, in case some of you don't know this because you're new here or whatever, the moment I get in a trade, I see it, Rick. The problem is oil opens in 1 minute. Rick, remember that. Oil opens in 1 minute. Okay? I hope you're hearing me before you try to take a trade. Anyways, the moment I get in a trade, I manage my stop to a point of support. Then when the trade goes in my favor, I manage my target. I don't worry about the target until I'm out of danger with my stop. So just because I put, like, say, a $400 stop on my chart doesn't mean I'm going to use a $400 stop. It's to get me in the trade and let the whipsaw happen while I grab my stop and manage it, if I'm making sense. All right, oil just opened its market. Gold is just not going to give us any setups right now. I don't know. Gold has been pretty finicky lately about giving some good setups. It really has. I'm telling you, the NQ has just been my godsend. Yeah, Wesley, I I want the stop on the chart, but I don't want to get snapped out while I'm trying to manage that stop. And then I have the target on my NQ. I have the target at $1,000 just to put something on the chart, and then I manage it like this NQ short that I took right here. Okay, when I was in it, my stop was probably somewhere up here. I immediately grabbed it and put it behind this pivot right there. Okay. And then I grabbed my target, which was down here, and I brought it to here, which is how, let me see here. Let me go back to this. which I have my markers tell me that's an $800 target. So I know I know generally what I'm looking for. So when I dropped it prior day high, it just happened to be exactly $800, which is also kind of odd for the NQ that it was exactly that. But anyways, you can see my entry was that after that candle closed, the break of it to the downside. I had my stop here initially. Then once I got my stop here initially, I grabbed my target, put it here, and then I managed my stop down. So when this pivoted over, that's when I grabbed my stop from here and brought it to here. All right. Let me see here. What am I looking for? Yeah, I'd hate to see you get your head snapped off, Rick, because the market opened. I'd hate to see that happen. Yeah, it about once a week. What works better is crossing the box, and that's what I'm really gonna hone my energy in on right here. Is if I can get this to rotate, break these pivots, sit on top, and then cross the box. That's what my hope is with gold. Thanks, Colin. Good morning, everybody. Oh my God. Oh shoot, man. Let me look at gold. What time we got? 9:03. All right, I'm gonna look at this again. Jesus, gold is just gonna suck me in again, aren't you? You're just gonna suck me in again, aren't you? Damn it. So we came from a recent low back up to the bottom of the box. I talked about it earlier when we blew through and went to here. I wanted it to run up and then roll over. It took a little bit more of a merry-go-round trip to get there. I wanted it to do it straight from here to here. I tell you what, I'm giving up. I'm giving up. It's probably going to roll over because I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to give up on it. Pattern-wise, it's there. I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like they're going to bring it inside this box and cross it. When, I don't know, but Look at the NQ. Look at you go. Look at you go. Well, I'd be in right there. I'd be in right there if I had taken it. But I didn't. How well do I stick to it? I would say pretty much. You know, sometimes you just get a gut feeling, but because again, you're the main thing that I'm doing whenever I do any of these trades is I'm evaluating price action with. So let me give you an example. I'm evaluating price action with known resistance / support lines. So let's take this right here, okay? Because it's a combination of things. It's price action and it's the thought process that we've created space below this line and we should reject short. But why am I not rejecting short? Because of that candle right there. Why am I not sitting here jumping up and down to take this trade? I'm going to show you, okay? Because it's a combination of things. And this is where it gets difficult. This is what separates the men from the boys. This price went down, okay, and then up, and then rotated to a newer low. So in my little world that I live in, I consider that a pivot swing, okay? So follow me here. I want you to follow this. This is very important to answer your question. So since that's a pivot swing down, when price comes up and through it, it's very hard for it to rotate back down. If price comes up and runs into resistance and the pivot high, let's just say this swing high had actually gone to here before the rotation down, and your new swing high is say here, then I'm all excited because I'm staying below the most recent pivot swing. Am I making sense? So it's not just did the price cross the line, for example, that you would expect to be resistance now to push it down, but what was the price action and how it happened? That's why you get excited when I got a new low and a rotation back. I don't get excited when I break the pivot swing to the downside to do it. Am I making sense, Colin? So it's a combination of things. And while I'm talking about these combination of things, did anybody catch this known trade that we talk about every fucking day? ES rolled right here to the prior day, to the overnight open and prior day close. Boom. Did anybody catch that 10-point swing in the ES this morning? Did anybody catch that? Gene, are you here? That's your trade. I don't know if Gene's out of bed yet. That's Gene's trade right there. I totally wasn't even paying attention to it. That was a beautiful trade potential in the ES. And here's the thing. How do you know it's a good trade? I go back to this again. Because when the entry happened, which is right here, the break of your candle to the long side off that, you had big sequence of green candles. That's how you know the sharks lined up and filled the tank. And then you're starting to recognize the right rotations. That was a 10-pointer in the ES without a lick of freaking stress. Beautiful trade. So yeah, so blue 4398 blue. So now this is when I start explaining to people, okay, now we're in limbo. When the rotation of the pivots changes from being down to now being up, we're in limbo because we don't have a clear direction now. What you want to see is swing, 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 swing. You get what I'm saying? You want to keep seeing swings that pull you down if you're looking for shorts. You want to keep seeing swings that push you long if you're looking for longs. Did I take which one? No, I did not take the ES one. I took an NQ one earlier today for $1,000 though. I did not take that ES one. I completely freaking missed it. But I mean, for my ES traders in the room, I hope somebody took that because Jesus, I'd be screaming that one from the rafters if I'd have looked. Yeah, price action is the basis of all my trades. And then just knowing where hopeful support / resistance areas are for rejections in the opposite direction is the execution of how to benefit off of reading the price action. I look for $1,000 in the NQ, but in the one NQ trade I took, it was $800 to the target because it was the prior day high. So I only got $800 on that trade. I'm up $998 today because I made a little bit of money on gold. Prior day high rejection. You talking about an NQ? No. Are you talking about NQ? There it is, right there. No, I took the rejection to the 5-minute red line, right there. We crossed over, broke the pivots to the down, broke the up pivots. Going back to the conversation I just had about what am I really looking for? I'm looking for price action to tell me the direction, which down, 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 break the up pivot, rotate, find resistance, which the inside of our red line in the pre-market is about as strong as resistance as you're going to get. And then bam, bam. About as strong as resistance as you're going to get. And honestly, I should have been looking for this trade right here, but there's really no room. So going back to price action, okay, going back to price action, whoever asked that question, Colin, I think. So Colin, once this down pivot is broken, I now need to seek long reasons to go long. So here's a reason to go long. We come and we land on top of the prior day close and reject it. Why am I not looking for this trade? Because I'm only going to be able to go from here to here because I also have resistance right here. So I'm not looking for that trade. Is the trade going to work? Sure as shit might. But I don't like to take trades into known resistance. See, we haven't busted through that level. We busted through this level, came and sat on it. So I'm not surprised that it rolled up. Okay. What I will be surprised by is if it just immediately went through to what would be my targets without getting punched in the face first, which is kind of what's going on right here. But the down pivots of this NQ have been changed to longs once that pivot right there got broken, and then they sat on top of support. I mean, I'm not trying to make this stuff sound really simple, but it's very simple. It is. For those that have watched me do this and have actually studied it, that's the number one thing they say is it's like, God dang, this is just so freaking simple. It is. I mean, it's simple. If you can recognize patterns and then the change in the patterns and proper setups off those change in the patterns or continuation in the direction of the pattern, if you can recognize, those type of things, just like I never said a word. Once this got broken here, I never said a word about taking a short. Instead, I said we broke the down pivot, so now we should be looking for longs. I didn't take this long for the reason I told you. There's no room. If this overnight open right here, if this overnight open line was not here, when we rotated and sat on top of this prior day close, I'd have been all in this like white on rice for a long, at least back to this pivot. All right. Don't tell me I missed a GC trade. Oh, no, it's still not. No. No, it ain't doing shit yet. In my opinion, it's not doing shit yet. It went too low here. It needs to come back. If you took that long there, man, you're playing with fire. You need it to sit on top of that box and then rotate up. But it may just run across the box. It's what I've said. I think I said this earlier. I said gold has not been crisp on its trades lately. It really has not. NQ has been fire on its trades, just like this rotation here. I mean, NQ has just been so predictable and on fire with its trades lately. It's mind-boggling. My NQ profit is probably 80% of my P&L for the last month. Easy. Yesterday afternoon, I was literally printing money and putting it in the bank in the NQ. Literally print money. It was embarrassing. Whereas, January, February, March, man, gold was literally smooth as butter, man. But it just hasn't been. For example, this is a beautiful scenario. We broke both these down pivots right here, okay, and then rotated back, but it went back too far. It just hasn't been crisp and clean lately. It went back too far. I don't mind if it goes back a long ways. Matter of fact, the longer the better. But I don't want the candle to give up the position. This candle gave up the position because it opened and closed body and all below that line. for something. What am I looking for? Consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. That's all we have going on today? All right. Well, shit. Okay. You say so. Oh, man. One of my houses just came out of the factory. Oh, man. Which one? I don't even know which one. Oh, God, yeah. Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, good job, Gold, you piece of shit. There it goes. There it goes. Again, just not crisp and clean. I can't do anything with that. I'm not going to chase across the box like that. Good job, Earl. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take it where I'm going into the bottom of the box. But, I mean, I'm glad it worked for you. I'm just not doing it. There are certain things I will not do. Just like this, taking this long into the bottom of this overnight open. I'm just not going to do it unless there's money here that I can protect myself once we get there. Just certain things I don't do. Yeah, probably Fish Atlantic. You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. Oh my God. Yeah, that, so funny thing is like, people go, you don't have any oscillators on your chart. You don't have any volume indicators. You don't have this. I don't need any of that shit. I'm basing my decision off price action. What does price action have to do with any of that shit? You just learn certain things. For example, the further away you get from this red line, just another little thing for you to follow, okay? The further you get from this red line, and again, that's why I talk about learn the personality of each one of your instruments, because you'll know what that is when you learn your personality of your instrument. But the further you get from there, the more your oscillator is going to tell you you're oversold. I don't need an oscillator to tell me that. All I got to do is look at the relationship of price to my red line. That's it. Hello. And then people say, well, what volume indicators? Well, I don't need to know volume indicators. When I get big candle like that and then a strong pullback, that volume's up versus this. I don't need a volume indicator. I just need to look at the candles. And by the way, here's a perfect example of price action. So let's talk about price action again. So I said to everybody here that this right here is resistance. So that's why I'm not interested in this long. When we crossed over, there's a long potential because I said it's most likely going to come back because it's going to get rejected by this line. But keep in mind, it set a precedent of a nice high through the line. And when it came back down, this is the little subtle stuff that you're going to go, holy shit, Bob. See that low right there that ran it to here? When it broke again off the same support, that's the key for a long, you had a low here that was higher than the low here. And so therefore, your thought process should be that it's going to go up and through this resistance and through this level right here. And that's price action. That's just freaking price action. Now, of course, we're 3 minutes from the market opening, but so the fact that this rolled from this point high to here and did not break the bottom of this pivot here, you should have anticipated it to roll back up and go through this line. That's it. That's price action. Well, and there it goes through that line. And so now what you should expect, now this is unfortunately it's going to open here soon, but what you should expect once this pivot got broken is it should rotate and then come and sit on the top of this line now, this line, and then go long through this high. Price action. It's just price action. It's stair steps. Stair steps. Now, of course, the market's going to open and this is all going to get screwed up here in a minute. So that's why I talk about in the pre-market, NQ is real easy to trade. And later in the day, in the afternoons, it's real easy to trade because it moves more rhythmically than spastic. If I'm making sense. It's not a good instrument for me to trade, for me personally even to trade anywhere between like 9:30 and 10:30. It's just not. It's just not. But I don't mind stealing $1,000 out of it in the pre-market like I did. If I'd have just paid attention to this instrument this morning, from the moment I took this trade, I should have taken that one. Nothing here. No, I wouldn't have gotten it. I wouldn't have gotten that. I would have obviously avoided this. I wouldn't have taken this, but I would have taken this. So I would be up about $3,000 if I'd have just focused on the NQ before the market opened. I'd be up about $3,000 with just one contract. Now, visualize that in the afternoon, like yesterday afternoon, and do the simple math about how much money I made yesterday. Woo-wee. All right. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, Eddie, I agree with that. Ian, what is your take on the most efficient trade? Not the most profit, but best performing gold line versus red line versus that line. Well, first off, Ian. Oh, not at all, Tech Review. But yesterday was my second most profitable day in trading. Oh, no, this week hasn't been that profitable for me. This week hasn't been. I had 2 days that were pretty good, but I'm so busy at work. I don't even remember trading Monday afternoon at all. And if you remember, I signed off on Wednesday. I was down $1,600 when I signed off the live stream on Wednesday. But the YM ping, 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 got all my money back plus about $1,600. And it was all from the YM, man. Ping, ping, ping. Beautiful YM trades. Oh my God. The YM, as I've told you guys, I'm going to say it again, 50 ways to Sunday. The YM in relationship to the open range box has without a doubt been the most consistent with trade setups off the 15-minute range box, without a doubt, for like the last month or two. Again, how do I know this? Because I go back and look at my charts. How did I recover the loss that I had on Wednesday? Because I went and focused on that YM when it started showing the things that I had studied in previous charts. And it just, again, rinse, wash, repeat. Have you seen this movie before? It's uncanny to see certain things happening in certain markets and then recognize that they happen, every other day the same exact way. And as long as you can recall that stuff in your mind, shit, it's like the picture becomes clear. We had a bunch of people in the room here that took that same cross the box trade in YM that I was screaming and jumping up and down about. Gene was one of them. Gene got off the ES and actually took the YM trade and caught it. He even made more money on it than I did. He even made more money on the trade than I did. So, Ian, your question again, I keep going back to that. I tell people, and Gene, I wish Gene would chirp in here. If I don't know that he's on. Gene finally listened to me. I told him, I said, listen, you need to trade the ES. Just trade the ES. You want to make money, just like this freaking beautiful 10-point trade in the ES right here. I mean, God dang it. The ES as an instrument is the instrument that I used when I started this live stream, or started this YouTube channel. And I went 37 days, I think it was 37 days in a row making profit. And all I traded was the ES. I know it's boring. I know it sucks. I get all that. But if it's about making money, if it's about you figuring out how to make your P&L profitable day to day to day until you get comfortable, expanding your horizons, you start there. Yeah, I've even got Jim trading the ES now. I thought we were only looking for longs and 1 minute gold line only when it is above the red line. There's two different gold lines on here. Okay. This is a static gold line. What you're talking about is the 1 minute gold line, which is this. I never once said take a 1 minute gold line trade long. Never once did I say that in here. What I said was the gold line, this static gold line, the overnight open. When we went up, created space because we went one attempt and then two attempt and through, we created space. We should have gone long there. The 1 minute gold line is totally irrelevant to any of these trades. Yeah, I've even got Jim trading the ES now. the guy that when I met him, he was NQ and NQ only, damn it. He's made more money trading gold this year than anything. And I've even got him trading the ES. What's the trade on the ES static line? What's the trade? We came down. I mean, we reached. I mean, it's clear as the nose on my face. We reached to the prior day close. I mean, is that confusing to you? Or because if it is, then you're not following my videos. As a matter of fact, look at this. As a matter of fact, look at this ES. This dog came through the prior day high, straight through it, came back up and tested the bottom of it and did this trade all the way down to here. And then it came here, reversed, and went all the way back to there. I mean, I know a lot of people don't realize, but this ES is manipulated also, regardless of the fact that it is a big time elephant to move. It is manipulated. I mean, if you can't see those two trades in the ES, then you probably need to go back and watch my videos on how to trade static lines. So like, here's a good example. We're into the static line, the prior day close for a short, but I'm not going to take it because we're still right out of the gate with the market opening. But we crossed, came up and tested the prior day close. Now it may roll up before it breaks down and tests the overnight open first, but either way, I don't trade at this time of day, specifically in the NQ. But in the afternoon or in the pre-market, I'd be hitting this like Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Oh, there it is. Did you catch that? Did you catch that, Free? Yeah, I said it needs to come back down here. Did I not say that? I wasn't watching because I'm looking at the open and watching chats. I said this thing needs to come back here, test this line because this was below it, then cross the box. Look at that. Holy crap. So you in it, Free? No, Tech Review, I don't only do that. What I'm saying is lately those have been my sweet spots. You know, part of the problem with what's going on right now in the world, Tech, is that, you know, I can sit here. Here's a good example. And I think, and I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking the algos are agreeing with me, what I'm about to talk about. And that's this. So I can come over here and I can look at the news schedule and see that at 10 a.m. there's consumer sentiment, right? Okay. What I can't do is predict when somebody's going to say something about the freaking war. Okay. And all that crap keeps happening in the morning. How do I know it's about the war? Well, here you go. And don't you find it funny that the timing of me saying this literally happens while I'm actually explaining why I think that the early morning trading is bullshit right now. As long as this war stuff keeps going on and they can come on TV every morning and, you know, blah, 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 blah about the war and blah, 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 blah about the war, which is all just, you know, two sides of a coin telling the same lies. You can't trade that. And since you can't trade that, okay, the algos are sleeping. I'm telling you. And then they're waking up in the afternoon and they're trading. And don't you find it funny? I'm sitting here telling this story. I'm sitting there telling this story about why I'm not excited about trading in the mornings right now. And it literally happened right in front of us, live, as I'm telling the story. Isn't that amazing? That's why I can't stand trading right now, Papa Duke. It's exactly why I can't stand trading in the early morning. You guys have got to remember, I think it was Wednesday. I was down $1,600 when I shut the live stream off, and that was with a $1,200 win in the YM. And it's this shit. It's this war news. I'll get into a trade and zing. And it's not scheduled, so you don't know when it's going to happen. And like I said, how do you know it's war news, Bob? Because this commodity right here would not have moved if it was anything other than war news. This commodity right here would not have moved if it was anything other than war news. That's how you know. Because it's its own little beast. Oil doesn't give a rat's ass about SpaceX. Oil doesn't give a rat's ass about, you know, Jamie Dimon and Chase Manhattan Bank. Oil doesn't give a rat's ass about any of that. The only thing oil gives a rat's ass about is supply and demand of oil. So there you go. We had an example of why I'm not a big fan of trading in the mornings right now. But you know, in the afternoon, while Americans are off doing their thing, and they're no longer watching CNBC in the morning or whatever, it's not as exciting to release news, so nobody does it because it's all propaganda. And since nobody does it, then the algos can come out and they can start price actioning things just like they did all morning long, right here, right here, right here, right here. Just simple. Oh boy. Is it going to come out of the box? Wow. Come on. Let's see if gold can do a 1 minute gold line short here. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. I'm going to cancel that idea. It might go and test the bottom of the top of the box, the bottom of the box, whatever. Damn it. This would be the entry right here. That would have been the entry. I just didn't have the nerve to take it anymore. This run up right here scared me. It should go right to here if it's going to go down. Candle was too big for me. This one was an inside candle. I was fine with it then, but yep. There it goes. Man, I should have taken it. I didn't. But anyways. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way for now. Now, this across the box setup is right here. God dang it. So let me see here. Down, up, down. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like a W also. I'm going to have to freaking chase it. God dang it. See, it came and touched right there. And then we're going to want it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Which I have the wrong setting. Oh my God. I'm staring at the ES at the same time because they're doing the same thing. They're literally candle for candle doing the same thing. And the ES is at the point where, all right, I'm killing it. The ES is getting deeper and deeper below its support line. This being the support line if you're on top of it. So that's making me nervous. See, the candles are matching exactly. If this won't roll up, this isn't gonna roll up. That's the problem. Yeah, there it goes. Shit. Damn it. Oh well. All right, remember we got some basic news in 7 minutes. This is a really, really, really sloppy W, but here it is. Down, up, down, back on support. And there's the rotation now. This should, based on W pattern thought processes, this should go here to here. Which, by the way, is what would happen if this was afternoon trading. Because the sharks would make it happen. All right, so I'm going to look at this ES here for a second because the NQ wants to go long. The ES is on support. Okay. So I'm going to look at this potential ES long here. Why are you going to run away on me, you piece of shit? Remember, we're getting close to that issuance time too. I think somebody said 10 o'clock or 9:58 or something. So we probably don't want to toy around with the NQ too much if that's about to happen. The SpaceX issuance issue. Come on, YM. So the RTY is heading long, as everybody can see right here. Came up, crossed, touched its little red line there. It's going up. So I ventured into the YM at the same time, crossover sitting on top of the prior day close, overnight open. I'm hoping it'll roll up just like the RTY is. It's just being a little lackadaisical. Come on. It's being a little lackadaisical. Come on. There you go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on, YM. Come on, baby. Come on. Damn it. Yeah. See, the freaking RTY ran into resistance now. So now I'm in trouble. Fuck. Come on. Come on. Go, RTY. Go. There you go. Okay, RTY. Keep going. It might pull this up. Might pull this up. Might pull this up. There you go. Now go. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, so I don't know that it's going to do what I need it to do. No, it didn't. This got to this level faster than this took off from here. And so I lost whatever momentum I was trying to get here from this running into resistance. And so I had to then just kind of like, okay, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because this should be resistance at first. And it is. There it is, rolling over. Fuck. Damn it. You can see how this did not react as well as this did. Ah. Yeah, the ES had a nice, see, of course the ES did. It went 10 points because I'm not in it, Jim. So I'm over here fucking getting hung up in the YM that decided not to freaking move. God dang it. 10 points in the ES. Well, there's the news. Well, there's the news. There's the news. At least it's scheduled news. We knew it was going to happen. That's a lot different than just random war news that we don't know what's going to happen. All right. Give me a minute. Let's see if I can get some coffee. Yeah, that ES trade was beautiful, Edwin. It did exactly what I talked about. And by the way, the NQ did the same thing. So let's just talk about it. So since I got both of them here, they did the same thing. Crossed over, sat on top of the bottom of the box, and shot to the mid band. Crossed over, sat on top of the bottom of the box, crossed to the mid band. I mean, they both did the same thing. Unfortunately, they did it at different times, which is why it wasn't so smooth. They did it at two different times, so it wasn't so smooth. That's the problem. This one got here early. And that was the frustrating part because I was trying to manage this one while this was still trying to get above the line. And so they weren't together, if that makes sense. They were frustrating me. Well, the damn NQ crossed the box. Think about that. Insane. Good job, NQ. Mm. Oil's getting ready to set up for a potential long off the overnight open. I'm looking at that. Back to the pivot high. Back to the pivot high if it sets up. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Come on, oil, go. Come on. Let's go. No, no, no. Come on. Oh, my God. Yep. You piece of shit. You piece of shit. Well, freaking la-di-da, oil. The hell good are you today? Yeah, it's going to that lower level. I'm going to get my money back down here. When it gets down there, I'm going to get my money back. Good job, Edwin. Well, that was it right there, Jim Park. Right there. Out of the box, create space, boom. There it is. The ES did the same thing. Out of the box, came up, create space, boom, there it is. Good job, Edwin. All right, so I'm going to look for NQ. I would prefer it to come back to here and then rotate up. The YM is about to do the same setup. Oh, boy. Yeah, the YM is doing the same setup. Let me look at both of these. The YM and the NQ are doing the same thing right now. Testing their prior day highs from the top side after crossing over. Rutro, of course, the problem with the ES is it just got rejected by its prior day high. So we're in a pickle. Does everybody see the pickle? This one's motivated to go down. This one's motivated to go up. So I'm going to wait for this to come back even further now. If it does. Okay. Okay. Exactly, Edwin. Everybody needs to read what Edwin wrote. Everybody needs to read what Edwin wrote. Yeah, I don't know where Gene is today. I don't know where Gene is today. I was thinking the same thing. Gene would be freaking printing money today. Oh, shit. Hold on here. I missed my trade. Missed my trade talking. All right, hold on here. Oh, damn it. Come on, go. Oh, man, this is just ugly. This is just ugly. I'm gonna bring this up higher if we roll up, but I just got to get out of here first. Come on, roll up. No. Now roll up. All right, I'm gonna bring this up higher. I'm looking at the left here because we're going to get resistance a little further up. So I got to pay attention to that. See the ES is going to hit resistance here soon. It's the ES is wanting to go to that pink line. Remember that. Why are you getting soft on me here, NQ? What the hell's the problem? Ah! God dang it. Go. Oh, fuck. Come on. Go. The ES needs to go to the pink line. So I'm going to keep riding this up till it gets to that pink line, and then I'm going to put my stop in. Okay, go. Go. God dang it. Go. Go. Come on, go. Come on. Go. Come on, go. See, this is going to be resistance. I need it to come on just a little more. Don't be a dick for a tick, Bob. Don't be a dick for a tick, Bob. Don't be a dick for a tick. I was a dick for a tick. Oh, well, I got $1,000 out of that. I don't like to take any instrument in space because you're counting on one instrument to react because another one is going to react. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I don't like to take any instrument in space. Now, see, what did I like about this? Well, 5-minute red line. 5-minute red line. And I know they need to bring it here. I know they need to bring the ES here. because all these people that got on this gravy train down here, that's their target right there. 5-minute red line, nice recent pivot high, smooth pullback at the same time that this is sitting on the prior day high. That's a good combination. You know what I mean? Because they're both going to want to go long. Yeah, the red line's good when the market's nice and slow. It's very predictable. I mean, you know, and the market's nice and slow right now. So boom, boom, bam. It's your direction indicator. What direction is the market going to go? See it right here? See it right here? Zing. It's the same trade I took in the NQ this morning, which that NQ trade this morning. Look at this pre-market trade I took today, Jim. Right here in the NQ. Crossed, broke these up pivots. Bam, bam. And that thing tanked for thousands of dollars off that red line right there. That red line is a beast. Let me think here. What am I doing? I'm shrinking this, right? So I can see that. Yeah, here we are. All right. What the static line at 903 in the NQ static line? 903. There is no static line that's in space. What static line is in space? There is no static line in space. There's no such thing as a static line in space. See this? That's not in space. That is the space. That's why this trade went bam, just like that. That is the space. That static line right there, that is the space. That's why the trade went bing, bing. And I walked away with $1,200. Retirement trade right there. Yeah. You learn how to trade that. You learn how to trade that red line, specifically pre-market or in the afternoon. That's your retirement trade right there, man. That is your retirement trade right there. If you learn how to trade it and understand what it's doing. I mean, this ES trade right here, God dang, Jim, that's another 10-pointer. Where the hell is Gene today? Gene would be up like freaking 30. I bet you know what it is? Gene made so much money yesterday that he's not trading today. That's probably exactly it. Because he made a ton of money yesterday. He probably took today off. Yeah, the NQ's in space. The static line's not in space. So what's your point? I'm not understanding the question. If fucking price is in space, then I don't like to take a trade. How about that? Does that answer it? Yeah, he's taking a long weekend, probably spending all his money. I can see Gene now because he has been so successful in the ES lately. He's probably changing his financial plans. He's probably meeting with a financial advisor right now. Oh, shit. He's been killing it in the ES lately. That's for damn sure. He's making me think about trading it again. I do trade it once in a while. And if I hadn't been distracted by this damn thing, I would have been in this trade right here. Without a doubt, I'd have been in this trade right here. And again, how do you know you're on the right side of the trade? Big green candles. I don't know. Gene had over 20 points. Over 20 points in the ES yesterday. I know that. So you're up $4,311 on the ES, Jim? Yeah, there you go. See, like I said, I told you guys, I've even got Jim trading the ES now. Like I said, this is a guy that when he came to starting to watch my videos and all that kind of stuff, he was an NQ trader only. I only trade the NQ. Okay. All right, fine. But the NQ is vicious. Now he's over here printing $4,300 today in the ES. I'm only up $1,500. And I'm not trading the ES. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Tells you I'm a freaking buffoon. Tells you I'm a buffoon. I'm a buffoon. I am a buffoon. I made a bunch of money yesterday though, so I'm kind of beating that shit. See, I normally would take that right there. I made a bunch of money yesterday. I normally would have taken that right there. But I'm like, 1,500 after what I did yesterday. Fuck it. Yeah, you're trying to catch up to me? I was screenshotting my trades yesterday afternoon to Jim. I was screenshotting my trades. I even live videotaped one of them and sent it to him. And then I sent him my P&L. I was on fire yesterday. I should have been in this trade right here. I should have tried it. Anyways, 99.4, excellent, Navy. There you go. Oh, the ES is beautiful. Jim Park, haven't you been trading the NQ, Jim Park? I absolutely tell people, don't even look at the NQ if you're new to my strategy. Don't even look at the NQ. Just don't look at it. There's a lot. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or it was 2 days ago, the YM was a banger all day long. The RTY, like 3 days ago, a banger all day long. The ES has been steady Eddie all week. And the NQ's making money, but you just got to have the nerves of steel to trade it because it's vicious. I mean, I do not recommend anybody trading the NQ until they got a bankroll. Until they got a bankroll of money. There you go, Edwin. Excelente. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Come on. So I'm going to just, I don't condone trading gold to anybody either, but I want to show you this, the footprints in the sand. So we got rejected down by this red line, one tick through the bottom, came up to the 5-minute gold line and rejected. So I'm in this trade because we went through all these up pivots by a tick, footprints in the sand. There's your footprint right up to support or resistance. I mean, in this case, resistance. And then boom, that's the whole intent, was to then roll it right over. And there we go. And if you learn those simple things, you can take trades like that. Now, is it going to roll over all the way to my target? I don't know. I'm going to get real cautious with it when it gets down to here, if it gets there. Because there may be a reason it keeps buying up from there that I can't see. Does that make sense? As a matter of fact, common sense tells me to just get out there. Come on, roll over, please. Come on, gold. There you go. Oh yeah. See. Common sense tells me to just get out there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get out there. Come on. There we go. All right. So I'm up over $2,000. Would it have made my target? I don't know. Might have. It's getting close. So let me point out. So we came from the red line. So these things come in sequence. Red line, 5-minute gold line, then 1-minute gold line. And in reverse of the same scenario. So you had this 5-minute red line that pushed us down below, broke these pivots to the left, right back into our 5-minute gold line. When you leave the 5-minute red line, you should anticipate the 5-minute gold line being the next push. And then down here, you'll get a 1-minute gold line push, most likely, but it's not going to be worth shit because we're too late in the day. So the push that broke all the pivots, all the upside pivots right there, footprints in the sand, smooth. You can't get a smoother pullback on a 5-minute moving average than this right here. And then boom, there's your entry. There's my target right down here at the recent low. And boom, there's your $700 and you're done. I know I caught a short today. My NQ trade this morning for $800 in the pre-market right out of the box. That was a short also. That was a short also. This one was so easy for me to see because I saw this. I saw the Donchian Channel push down in my corner of my eye. So when I saw the Donchian Channel push down, I didn't have to really see the pivots anymore because I knew they were broke. And then boom. I mean, it just got simple. So this is going to roll back up to here now and probably get a little bit of resistance, but I wouldn't trust it. So we go, red, 5-minute gold line, 1-minute gold line. But I wouldn't trust this thing. Just letting you know, because it's too late in the day for that to work. But anyways, there it is. So I mean, it's a good Friday. I've had some pretty good trades. Pretty good trades. Just watch this to see if it does break down from here. I don't anticipate it breaking down from here, but this would be the next spot after this rotation. Yeah, I'm with you there, Jim. I'm with you there. I'm pretty much with you there. I'm thinking about calling it a day. Let's see if this breaks down. So see, this would be your break area if it did break down. Again, I do not anticipate if it breaks that it's going to go down here. It's too late in the day for that trade to work, but the sequence, red, 5-minute red line, 5-minute gold line, 1-minute gold line. That's the sequence normally. Here it goes. Here it goes. I'm not going to take it. I'm just showing it. So there it is. Oop, oop, oop. What the hell just happened? Oh, we got war news again. We got some kind of news because oil just started acting stupid again. And gold is acting stupid. Like this candle right here. That's $700 candle, $700 candle, that candle right there. Still not in on the break to the downside. It still hasn't broken to the downside. Good job, Jim Park. The pivot I use is called swing. Right here, swing. And I have it as set with a strength of 5 for a 1-minute chart. Everything that I do is 1-minute based, but a lot of it I try to correlate to 5-minute traders because 5-minute traders is where the bigger money's at. So that's why I have this 9 EMA on my chart right here. That's really a 9 EMA on a 5-minute chart down here, 5-minute chart. That's a 9 EMA from a 5-minute chart. Because the bigger money is in these 5-minute swings. That's where the bigger money's at for, big money traders. So my swing strength on my dots is 5 minutes also. There's 5 period. Jim Park, I don't know how many videos I've made. I don't know how many videos I've made where I've sat there in the video and said, if you're trying to learn how to trade and you're trying to be profitable consistently day to day, you need to trade the EES. If you need a little bit of excitement in your life because that's boring and all that kind of shit to you, then trade the RTY. Never in any of those conversations do I say trade gold or the NQ. Never. Besides strategy, aside from strategy, well, yeah. I think strategy is probably more important, but because you see me with the strategy, I'm making money on any one of these instruments on this chart. I could take a specific instrument and just trade it with the exact same strategy. The only difference is just the personality of how the movements are and the candle formations and stuff like that. Other than that, well, and a few other things. Like, for example, I don't trade 5-minute gold lines on some instruments. I do trade 5-minute gold lines in gold. 5-minute gold line is a solid trade in gold, but I do not trade it in like oil. It just doesn't seem to respect it. So not everything is exactly the same, but for the most part, the strategy is the same from instrument to instrument, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally listen. I've said this before. If somebody came to me and said, you can only trade one instrument the rest of your life, Bob, I would look at, my age, okay, and my needs, okay, and I would without a doubt, my situation, I would take the ES and I'd get rid of all the rest of the charts. I would take the ES based on my age and my needs. If I can sit down in front of a chart, I don't need to make $2,200 like I did today. If I can sit down in front of a chart, and spend an hour or two on it and make, $300, $400, $500 maybe a day, man, I'm you know what I mean? The world is looking up for me, again, based on my age and the fact that I want to use futures trading to supplement my retirement. So if I had to pick an instrument and I couldn't renege on it, it would be the ES. Because it's just so easy to trade. Yeah, exactly, Edwin. That's the biggest. That's why I think a lot of the traders that are in here, watching, and I'm talking to the rest of you out there that are, younger than me. That they don't see. Not that's why I even am sarcastic about the ES. I say, I know it's lazy. I know it's boring. I know it's da 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 da. But at the end of the day, when you're buying drinks at the bar tonight for everybody in your group, are they going to laugh at you because because you made money in the ES? Are they going to laugh at you because of that? No. Matter of fact, most of them aren't even going to know what the hell the ES is. But for those that do, they're not going to be laughing at you because you're putting money in your pocket by pushing a freaking button. Look at that. Look at that. They rejected the 5-minute gold line again, right back to the bottom. That's interesting. That 5-minute gold line, I'm telling you, man, that thing is in gold. The 5-minute gold line is a valid instrument, without a doubt. God. I'm just frozen. I'm assuming somebody took this. I didn't. $401. 401.75. Target about there. Yeah, the ES. I don't like it because of where the frickin' NQ was, but that's why I didn't take it. I don't like where the NQ is. The NQ is below that red line right there. Went right back into it and rolled over. You're looking at the RTY, right, Nadine? Well, as I said, I think it was Tuesday last week on the NQ, I told you guys, wait for it to come to here and then reject. Wait for it to come to here. And the NQ did it. About 20 minutes after I talked about it, came right to that exact spot that we're about to enter with the RTY. And the YM is about to hit. So let's just kind of line these things up together. The YM is about to hit the prior day high from the top also. So we need both of these to pull down and then reverse. And I prefer just, all it really takes is this one to do it. It would have been nice if this one did it with it. Come on, pull down. Come on, RTY. Come on. And by the way, this is a good valid red line setup too. Nice from the swing high down to here. We haven't touched the red line at all since we've crossed it. Be a great place for them to come back, squeezing all the longs, all the stops, and then rotating it back up. Be a great place for them to do that right here. Come on, RTY, man. I got to get going. Come on. Come on. Come on. God dang it. It had so much promise right through here. Come on. So much promise. See how the just being violent, moving this thing down? Come on, man. Do it. Do it. Quit conking out on me. And RTY is starting to piss me off. starting to piss me off. It should have pushed down more. Okay, maybe it'll happen here. All right. It may get there. It may get there. Oh, shit. My phone started ringing. Everything's kind of getting slow. Let me move this stuff for a second so I can see what's going on over here. Huh.
828.
Jesus, phone's just ringing. Uh-oh. See? Uh-oh. More war news. See, this is why the sharks don't manipulate the shit right now. More war news. How do you know, Bob? Well, because fucking oil just started. Look at that. Yeah, war news, Bruce. Again, why I've been focusing on the afternoons. I mean, I feel fortunate. I'm up 2,200, 2167 to be exact today. 2167. Right there, 2167 today. So, I mean, I feel fortunate to be there. You know, it is a Friday. I mean, it's the middle of June. I mean, yeah, I feel fortunate, to be honest with you. I feel very fortunate. I should have made at least that in the pre-market in NQ today. I should have made at least that in the pre-market in the NQ today, but I didn't. All right, well, yeah, I don't want to give it back either, Edwin. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down for the day. All right. Yes, NICU. I don't even know. I've said this a couple times. I don't even know if I'm going to take any trades, if I'm going to trade at all in July. It's just, it's one of those months where things just don't ever seem to work out for me. It's just not worth my time. You know, I end up getting in the hole. And then here's the problem with slow trading, in my opinion. You ready? Here's the problem with slow trading. And I'm gonna give, this is gonna be my ending lesson for the day. Okay, this is my ending lesson for the day. Slow summer trading, like July trading, or right at Christmas time. You got a couple things working against you. Number one, the volume's down, so you can get some bad slippage on your entries and all that stuff. But all that aside, the bigger issue that I find is that if I get down, you know, 2 trades, so I'm down, let's just say $500, and then I get a winning trade, I can't get my $500 back because the rotations are too small. So it's like if I can't get 2 to 1 over and over again on my rotations, it's not worth trading because I have to be right I have to be right more than 50% of the time to be making money. It's just not, it's too stressful. Right now with the market moving and stuff, just like 2 days ago, I think it was, I was down $1,600. Then boom, then I go and jump into the freaking YM, boom, bam, there's my money back. Meaning because the market's moving, if I get on the right side of a rotation, I get my losses back if I'm in a loss position. And that's the frustrating part about summer trading is I could end up spending the whole freaking day just trying to get my money back. And I don't like doing that because the rotations are like, even if they're predictable, they're not worth it. Yeah. Everybody have a good day. I will talk to you later. Look for this NQ to test the top of the prior day high before, we just went through a Donchian high. If it comes back here, I'd be looking for a long because it may agree at the same time the ES hits the top of the box after breaking the pivots long, these pivots here. That would be what I would be looking for. Everybody have a good day. I will talk to you later. Bye.